my beloved brothers believe is that the day starts in the evening time, according to Scripture. So they will say, well, in Genesis, it reads, in the evening and the morning were the first day. And I would agree with that. It does read that. It does. That's what it says. But when you get to chapter 2, and, you know, when it says, and he rested on the seventh day, it never says in the evening and the morning was the seventh day.
Stop it, my nigga!
That means he was resting during the daylight hours, brother. That is not true. I don't know why they continue to teach that when clearly in the so-called New Testament it states at the end of the Sabbath as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week. So dawn means to grow light.
Cause I smell the cat. Some of y'all be tripping with no mask. Stop all the cat.
The difference between evening and night. Both happen after the day, but they are not the same. Evening is the time just before it gets dark. Think 5 p.m. to possibly 8 p.m. You can still do things, you know, cook dinner, go out for walks, watch TV, listen to some music, dance, play dominoes and stuff. Night starts when it's dark. Remember, our Elohim said, in the darkness he called night. Think after 8 or 9 p.m. It's the time to rest, sleep, or say good night. With that, these dumb-ass Hebrew Israelites would have you believe that the evening is the start of the day and that it only lasts 3 hours.
"6 a.m. morning, 8 a.m. morning, 12 p.m. to afternoon, 3 p.m. afternoon, 6 p.m. evening, 9 p.m. night, 11 p.m. late night, 2 a.m.
Okay? At the beginning of every seventh day. This doesn't say the evening is the beginning of every seventh day. That's not what that says. That's what he wants it to say, but it doesn't say that. At the beginning of every seventh day, in the evening. Now let's go to the next page. In the evening twilight. So, he would say, gotcha. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to show y'all something here. This is 2 Kings 7:5. It reads, and they rose up in the twilight to go unto the camp of the Syrians. And when they were come to the uttermost part of the camp of Syria, behold, there was no man there. So it says they rose up at twilight. Definition of twilight's right here. H3. H5399, twilight. It says properly a breeze, that is, by implication, dusk. When the evening breeze prevails, dark, dawning of the day, morning, night, twilight. So twilight can mean dusk or dawn, depending on when you're using it. If you see twilight and it says twilight like it does in 2 Kings 7:5, it usually means dusk. But if it says dawn, that means the morning. That means it's dawning, it's growing towards daylight. That is also called a twilight. Dawn is also called twilight. Okay? Let's go to another one. Wherefore they arose and fled the twilight, and left their tents and their horses, and their asses, even the camp as it was, and fled for their life. Twilight. Properly, breeze, that is dusk, when the evening breeze prevailed, dark dawning of the day. Same thing, what we just read. Same thing. There are 3 types of twilights. The first one is a civil twilight. You have a nautical twilight and an astronomical twilight, right? Astronomers define the 3 stages of twilights on the basis of how far the sun is below the horizon. The morning twilight is often called dawn, while the evening twilight is also known as dusk. Silver twilight, dawn, and dusk. Silver twilight occurs when the sun is less than 6 degrees below the horizon. In the morning, silver twilight begins when the sun is 6 degrees below the horizon and ends at sunrise. In the evening, it begins at sunset and ends when the sun rises. Okay? Y'all got that? If not, let me give you a better demonstration. Hold on, I got another one. Let me give you. What does the twilight symbolize? By analogy, with evening twilight, the word twilight is also sometimes used metaphorically to imply that something is losing. Listen to me. Losing strength and approaching its end. For example, very old people may be said to be in the twilight of their lives. So they may be in the dusk, dusky, the end of their lives. Dawn is the beginning, meaning to grow light. Dusk decreases. Dawn increases. Without further ado, let's get to the scriptures and see what they got to say. Let's go to Genesis 1. We're going to start at 31. It reads, And Elohim saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the 6th day. Right? They'll say, I got you. Let's go to the next chapter, right? Chapter 2. And thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all of the host of them. And on the 7th day, God ended his work, which he had made, and he rested on the 7th day from all his work, which he had made. And Elohim blessed the 7th day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all the work which Elohim created and made. You never read, and the evening and the morning were the 7th day. Why? Let's go to verse 1 again. Verse 2, my apologies. And on the 7th day, Elohim ended his work. What day did he end his work? Day. H331 in the Hebrew. Day, time, year, day, opposed to night. Day, a 24-hour period, as defined by evening and morning in Genesis 1. So according to y'all, evening and morning would only be 12 hours. He worked during the day at sunup. Just like the Messiah said, are there not 12 hours during your day? And that day is the same day as this, H3117. Let's go. Matter of fact, let's start at 2352. It reads, this man went in unto Pilate and begged for the body of the Messiah. And he took it down and wrapped it in linen, and laid it in the sepulchre that was hewn stone, wherein never man before was laid. And that day was the preparation, and the Sabbath drew on. So, that day that he took the body down was preparation day before the Sabbath started. Like it says, and the Sabbath drew on, meaning it began to get closer. Because they would have been breaking the Sabbath if that day started in the evening. Okay.
Motherfucker!
Let's go to Mark. We're going to go to Mark. We're going to start at 16:1. It reads, and when the Sabbath was past, Mary Magdalene and Mary, the mother of James and Solomon, had brought sweet spices that they might come and anoint him. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week. Why? Because the Sabbath ended at sunup. Like it says, very early in the morning, the first day of the week. That means the seventh day had to end. Because this was the first day of the week.
Motherfucker!
Let's see what this. And very early in the morning, the first day of the week, they came unto the sepulchre at the rising of the sun. The rising of the sun, the first day of the week. Early in the morning.
But I never lose.
My way, bro.
Good evening or good night. Say good evening to say hello after dark. It sounds a little more formal, so you might hear it in restaurants, events, and speeches. Say good night to say goodbye after dark, or when you're going to bed.
Hello kids, let's learn. Bout, morning, afternoon, evening, night. Morning time, from when the sun rises until noon, around 6 a.m. to 12 p.m. The sun is coming up, it gets bright outside, and everyone is starting their day. Waking up, brushing teeth, having breakfast, going to school or playing. Afternoon time, from noon until the sun starts to set, around 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. The sun is high in the sky. It's usually the warmest part of the day, and people are busy with their work, having lunch, playing outside, taking a nap, doing activities or homework. Evening time, from when the sun starts to set until it's dark, around 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. The sky changes colors as the sun sets. It starts to get cooler and people start to relax. Having dinner, winding down from the day, reading books, getting ready for bed. Nighttime, from when it's dark until the sun rises, around 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. The moon and stars come out. It gets dark, and most people and animals rest. Sleeping, dreaming, everything gets quiet.
Okay, let's look at a time-lapse video of dawn, morning, evening, which is dusk, night. And what I want you to really do is pay attention to this home right here, because there's going to be a light that's going to be coming on as it begins to become dusk. And I want you to notice the time period from dusk to night, because the Elohim only called darkness night. He never named darkness. And I want you to pay attention to dawn as it began to dawn towards the first day of the week. That's another type of twilight, just as dusk is another type of twilight. Let's go. Light is on. It's the end of evening time, turning to night. Wow, nighttime sure was a long time, but now it's dawning towards a new day. Twilight dawning towards a new day. And there's the sun. That's morning. When you see the sun, it's morning. Or you can calculate it on time if you pay attention to it. Wow, look at that evening time beginning. So if your day starts in the evening, your day is only about 3 hours long, maybe 2. If your day starts in the evening, I don't see how you can get any work done. Good night. I just want to thank the Most High Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel.